from Dani getting bullied off the platform by his own fans.
It's at the point where I'm actually getting like death threats in my inbox.
To Sunny V2 mysteriously vanishing without a trace. Here are 7 YouTubers who were forced to leave the platform. Starting with Corp's husband, whose YouTube career came crashing down after his own fanbase turned against him. Back in March 2021, Corp's husband would appear on Anthony Padilla's show to share a dark secret that sent shockwaves across the internet.
I was and still am dealing with so much mental shit. When I was doing those Among Us streams first starting, like literally like 20 minutes before some of them, I was literally like cutting my face with razor blades, and then I just get on in front of hundreds of thousands of people, you know what I mean? And it's like, they don't see those things.
But he didn't stop there, revealing how the pressure from his fans contributed to his decision to remain a faceless YouTuber.
I feel like I would be happier in a world where I could be myself openly and not worry about like hiding from everybody. But I do think it's also the best decision for me because I don't think I could handle that many people like judging me.
And somewhere around the 23-minute mark, Corpse would leave a message for his fans.
Don't think I'm gonna face reveal on purpose anytime soon. It's just way too much. I do think it's also the best decision for me because I don't think I could handle that many people like judging me.
But despite going through extreme lengths to keep his identity hidden, it didn't stop his obsessed fans from trying to uncover his true identity.
Corp's husband's face was just leaked online, and you won't believe what he actually looks like.
With a female fan even going as far as tattooing the waveform of his breathing sound on her body. However, things only got worse in March 2021 when a fan allegedly leaked a photo of his face. And when he didn't match the perfect version people imagined in their heads, this led to a string of hate comments about his appearance. I am sorry, but I can't help notice how ugly he is. I knew he was ugly with that forced voice. Y'all were simping over this man. Following this outpour of hate, Corpse would eventually abandon his YouTube channel with over 7 million followers and turn his focus to music. But while Corpse is still active through music, YouTuber Dani would completely vanish from the internet after his obsessive fans took things way too far. With over 3 million subscribers and averaging over 10 million views per video, Norwegian YouTuber Dani was a massive force in the game dev and YouTube community, even collaborating with massive creators like Mr. Beast. However, in April 2022, Dani opened up about the challenges he was facing from his own fans over the release of his new game, Carlson.
The expectations are just, they're like way too high. They're extremely high. There are at the very least hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people waiting. And so the pressure it's kind of insane.
But the real shock was yet to come, as what Dani revealed next was far darker than anyone expected.
Like, I don't even comment on YouTube videos anymore because people will just tell me to f off and work on Carlson, which is like, okay. It's at the point where I'm actually getting like death threats in my inbox because I'm not posting Carlson devlogs.
Imagine sending death threats to random guy on the internet because you want his game. But despite this, fans wouldn't get the memo, as in January 2022, Dani would completely go silent on all social media, and with Dani's whereabouts now unknown, fans were left wondering what really happened. At this point, I don't even want Carlson, I just want Dani to upload. He made me become a solo game dev, hope he starts making content again. Since then, Dani has yet to return to the platform, much like YouTube OG Nigahiga, who found his true calling after he was forced to leave the platform. Recognized as the most subscribed YouTuber back in 2009, Nigahiga would go viral for his YouTube videos like how to be ninja, how to be emo, and how to be gangster.
Yo, what's up? My name is Ardizzle for shizzle my nizzle off the hizzle. Drizzle.
And though he was just a kid from Hawaii trying to make people laugh, this simple skit quickly exploded to over 40 million, leading to a major milestone just 5 years later.
Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. Seriously, from the bottom of my esophagus to the top of my sternum, I thank you guys so much.
But while he seemed unstoppable, not everything was as perfect as it seemed, as not long after, he would reveal a disturbing truth about his fan base.
With that amount of people watching, there's always bound to be some sick people. Like once in my home in Hawaii, people came and spray painted tihi on my parents' house while we were in it. That's the scary part. People tried to come up to my other house and they tried to come to my windows and take pictures of us through the windows.
But despite this behavior from fans, Ryan didn't slow down and pushed harder than ever. That was until an appearance on Smosh Alike when he revealed a personal battle.
Literally, like, finding fame and money doesn't bring happiness at all. But you don't really know until you really go through it.
Following this, in 2020 when COVID hit, Ryan would upload one last video before stepping away and disappearing from YouTube.
I'm Ryan Ankerman, wishing everyone out there to be safe, stay home, and stop beating up Asians.
This decision to live with no update or announcement left the internet reeling. When the world needed him most, he vanished. He wasn't the hero we needed, but the hero we deserved. And despite some of his most recent videos on his channel still pulling in over 13 million, Ryan resurfaced in 2020, this time on Twitch, and now streams under at its Ryan Higa. But unlike Niga Higa, who chose a more conventional path after quitting the platform, MatPat would take a path that no one saw coming. In January 2024, while his career was at its peak, MatPat would surprise everyone with this announcement.
On March 9th, I will be hosting my last Theory episode, at which point I'll be handing off the channels to someone else.
And though he admitted he enjoyed what he did, MatPat would reveal that it was taking a toll on his family.
As I love you, and I love overthinking things, and I love theorizing, I don't love late nights. I don't love the fact that Steph and I have been work first for over a decade, where I'm sitting down at dinner with my best friend and we're talking about business logistics. Not the final time, but one of the final times. As always, my friends, remember, it's just a theory. A game theory.
Following this, his legacy would leave such an impact that YouTube would make an official farewell video featuring other popular creators to honor him.
Your channel, it's impressive. You've done weekly for almost 10 years. I don't know how you did it, man.
Congrats on an incredible, long, and respected YouTube career.
An unbelievable one for the books.
07's in the chat for MatPat.
But just when fans thought they'd seen the last of him, MatPat surprised everyone by stepping into the world of politics to advocate for the digital creator system.
Creators are some of the first people, the first businesses to actually have to confront these issues head first on a daily basis. And it's our hope through this creator caucus and through the conversations that it's going to inspire that we can help educate legislators on these fast-moving, ever-evolving issues so that legislation is timely and relevant.
I am trusting this man with my life. Nah, bro, if he runs for president, I'ma tell my whole family to vote him. But while MatPat is still active behind the scenes, YouTube prankster magic of Rahat would be forced to leave the platform twice after a string of controversy came to light. On March 4th, 2014, YouTube magician Rahat would prank a homeless man, Eric, with fake lottery tickets, only to end up giving him cash.
$1,000? You won $1,000.
You're kidding me, right?
That raw, genuine reaction hit Rahat hard, forcing him to start a fundraiser to finally give Eric what he had always dreamt of.
This is your house.
But what looked like a life-changing moment on camera took a very different turn off screen when years later, Eric would claim that he never actually received the money.
Do you have any access to that money?
No, I don't.
Did you have any access in the past to that money?
No. He always had control of the entire account. He never even gave me access to the account.
Following this, Rahat immediately fired back, accusing Eric of lying before leaving YouTube in a cloud of controversy. And though he stayed out of sight for 2 years, in August 2018, a YouTuber by the name J-Law would create a documentary featuring an interview with his cameraman Trey, who would go on to reveal what really happened.
From my understanding is that Eric was being very harassing to Rahat, asking him for more and more money of that pot. And Rahat eventually got tired of it and relinquished the entire account to Eric. But I can say from the bottom of my heart, Rahat didn't steal that money.
However, the real twist came when Rahat himself returned to YouTube 2 months later to finally reveal his side of the story.
He was starting to ask me for a lot of money in a very short amount of time. And then I started catching him in these small lies. And I would confront him. And again, he would just blow up, get angry at me, aggressive.
With the truth now in the open, it wasn't long before fans took his side. It's so sad seeing someone willing to help and then get betrayed like this. The saddest thing about betrayal is that it never comes from your enemies. Hashtag justice for Rahat. But unlike Rahat, who left over something public, our next YouTuber would leave the internet, leaving millions of fans to speculate about his whereabouts. Back in 2015, a relatively unknown Sunny would first create a channel titled Might of Sun, where he often streamed RuneScape to his followers.
So once you're in the cave, I mean, the idea on
Oh, don't worry, I thought I had someone logging with me.
But as the numbers kept slipping, he realized he needed a fresh start, forcing him to shift gears and launch what would eventually become the Sunny V2 channel. Following this, he would figure out the algorithm, with his content focusing on the rise and fall of big internet stars and well-known YouTubers. Through this style of content, his videos began to dominate the platform, uploading every week for several years, hitting millions of views on every upload. However, in March 2025, everything would change when Sunny posted his last video and suddenly vanished from YouTube without any warning. Now, with his over 4.4 million subscribers searching for answers, eventually they would notice that the post section on his channel had disappeared, leading many to suspect that his account had been demonetized. But not everyone agreed, as other YouTubers would point out that Sunny often spent over 70 hours editing a single video, a workload that could easily push anyone into burnout. However, while this theory sounded believable, not everyone was buying it, as his fans would claim that it was because he'd made a huge amount of money and could retire if he wanted. In the end, it's still unknown why Sunny left the platform, but regardless, many of his fans are heartbroken about the situation. It's a strange irony that there's no Sunny V2 to do a video about the disappearance of Sunny V2. I really hope you're okay, Sunny. But while the internet is still speculating about his disappearance, our next YouTuber would be forced to quit YouTube for a far more disturbing situation. Back in February 2019, Apex legend rising star Dizzy would become known for his unique plays and incredible skill, and despite his talent, Dizzy's face still remained a mystery to fans. However, this all changed in 2019, just weeks before TwitchCon, when Dizzy would surprise his followers by taking off his mask during a live stream.
Be good.
But despite Dizzy's reputation as one of the most uncontroversial and beloved streamers in the community, the hate began to flood in. Man, his voice does not match his face. Boy, look like Sid from Ice Age. I need to unsee this. Put the mask back on. However, since the purpose of the face reveal was to compete at TwitchCon, Dizzy would ignore the negativity, and in April 2019, he would make his very first appearance at Twitch.
It's gonna go to none other than Dizzy himself. This is for you. The smiles, the cheers, the jeers.
Following his appearance at TwitchCon, his presence would only spark off more hostility from the internet. He looks like that chef guy from Ratatouille. Following this, the hostility would only continue to get much worse, and with this relentless pressure, Dizzy would release a heartfelt tweet just months later. Sorry for not streaming recently, I just needed some relief for my mental health. Hope you guys understand. Man, Dizzy seriously didn't deserve this. He's genuinely one of the most humble and nice streamers / pro players out there. He's super real and considerate to the people he plays with too. I bet 99% of people who bullied him for looks would also be bullied for their looks. In the end, every one of these creators proves that fame and pressure can push anyone to their limits. You can build millions of subscribers, create unforgettable content, and leave a mark on the internet, but the moment the stakes get too high, everything can change. Much like these creators who faced extreme challenges, click the video on screen now to see YouTubers who broke world records.